Now we're going to jump into our main topics for today. And our first main topic comes from a rumor that basically is saying that Sam Raimi is to direct Tom Holland and Spider-Man 4. It's being reported that Sam Raimi has met with Marvel in regards to future Marvel products. Some were unnamed. Spider-Man 4 has not been confirmed yet by Sony or Marvel. Tom Holland and Zendaya are expected to come back. However, no contracts have been signed or anything like that. I also reported 2 weeks ago that Miles Morales is supposed to be introduced into the movie, and they had somewhat of a short list. Now, like I stated before, I didn't believe the short list of people. However, in regards to this report of Sam Raimi to direct Spider-Man 4, let me just say this: if this report is true, if it is true, I don't want to see this movie. And it's not that I don't, because I love Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, and I even think Spider-Man 3 has very few redeeming qualities about it. It's not a good movie. But I
It's
will
better
say
than
this.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely better than Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I'll say this. Um I think we've already seen his take on Spider-Man. If we're gonna get a different director, I would want a different director who hasn't even worked on Spider-Man yet, or part of the comic book genre, but they haven't got a chance to work on something like Spider-Man. We've seen what
Mhm.
Sam Raimi brings to Spider-Man, and I'm not saying that that's not a bad thing, but I don't want to see Tom. I want Tom Holland to be his own individual Spider-Man, as we've seen. I don't want him to be a mirror version of what Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was just in the MCU. Um, Ian, you heard these reports. Do you think that
Mhm.
Sam Raimi is directing Spider-Man 4? Or and if he is, would you want to see this movie?
I've heard that rumor, and I've also heard the rumor that he might be directing Avengers and Secret Wars. My answer is exactly what yours is. I'd rather not. I liked Spider-Man 1 and 2, and I'm actually not. I'm not a big hater of Spider-Man 3, like you were saying too. Like a lot of
Mhm.
people are. Obviously, it's the weaker of the three, but I don't want it. And I wasn't a big fan of what he did to Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I think Multiverse of Madness is very mid. It's not the worst movie in the MCU, but I think it's like mid
Mhm.
tier for sure. I've always thought he was just kind of an overrated director anyway. You know, he's cool for introducing us Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. But
Mhm.
honestly, even that, like, I don't even think Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man. I think Andrew Garfield is a good Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland is a good
Mhm.
Spider-Man. I just think Raimi's movies hit a little bit better than the Amazing Spider-Mans. But I think that if we're gonna do a number four Spider-Man movie, obviously, like we said last time, I don't want to bring Miles Morales in this yet. Let's just finish Tom's story. Um, I want somebody that's a little bit lower tier, like you were saying, and that could be a little bit more grounded. I like the director of Invincible. I think he understands a childlike superhero trying to understand his powers. I don't even know. I don't know if they do different episodes of directors or if it's the same director the whole time. I just know that that show gets it, and I think that same vibe with Spider-Man and like little neighborhood villains, I think would work really well. I think you're right about Sam Raimi. I think it's time for you to move on and do something else. Um, as but yeah, like I said, no disrespect to him. I've always thought he was a very overrated director anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even if you look at his filmography outside of Spider-Man, there are some good movies like Evil Dead and
Evil Dead, yeah.
uh, other entities that he's been able to make. But for me personally, I enjoyed Spider-Man 1. I loved Spider-Man 2. I think it was a great sequel to the first one. And Spider-Man 3, not so much, but it's not I think Spider-Man 3 would be a good movie if they didn't introduce Venom. At least not that type
Hmm.
of Venom. Um and then
But to
also
his
that whole
credit, I don't think he wanted to do that. I think the studio made him do that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But also I would also say it's still up to him to make a good movie, even if he didn't want that. Because like
exactly.
there's so many avenues he could have taken that, but I don't necessarily believe he's going to be directing Spider-Man 4. But what do you guys think in the comment section below? Let us know what you think. Do you think he'll be directing Tom Holland and Spider-Man 4? If not, and if you do, what do you think about him directing it? Let us know in the comments below.